Welcome to another episode of Coffee Conversation. Nirmit Goel. She has 18 years of experience as a motivational speaker and trainer, is a second runner-up in Super Season Speaker Season 1, featured in Outlook and Femina, a talented Toastmaster, MBA from S.P.Jain with rich corporate experience, trainer for CAT, GD, PI, public speaking, and business storytelling. So coffee format limit is we divide into three parts. First part is your professional journey. Second part is know you, that is your personal journey. Third part is a surprise round, rapid fire. So let's begin today's coffee conversation. So welcome again, Nirmit. You have started a journey in the corporate world. So how was the experience and how did it add value in today's life?
First of all, thank you so much, Amirr, for having me here on this coffee conversation. You're doing a wonderful job inspiring the youth with different topics, improving their horizon. So that's very good. And I love working with the youth. So hats off. Okay, coming to your question about corporate sector and, what was my learning. So it was very interesting, in MBA, we all focus on core subjects. We focus on quant, we focus on finance, we focus on marketing, all this. And there's one subject we just don't pay attention. We don't study at all. And that is OB, organization behavior. Okay. And we all say, oh, isme to fatte marne, isme kuch karna nahi hai. And we just do that. But once you come to the corporate sector, you realize OB is the most important skill that you need. So I'll give you an example what happened with me. I had joined Excel Industries. They were into pesticides and agrochemicals, and they had a functional kind of an organization, which means they have an admin department, they have a finance department, they have an operations department, they have a marketing department. They had recently acquired a unit, another business that was drip irrigation. And so that was a completely different unit. So what they did was they asked the marketing department to give one person, admin department to give one person. So they asked all the departments to give one person. Now, if you are head of the department, okay, and I ask you to give me one of your manpower, one of your staff, who would you give? Would you give your best employee? No, you will give your worst, the laziest, the most nuisance creator. So this is how this drip irrigation department was formed, with all these nuisance creators from all the departments coming there. And that was my first job. Very soon I realized I'm not going to get any support from any of these. What was this going on? It was a big circus there. This was the biggest learning. And if the youth is watching, please pay attention. The people's skill is the most important. Everything else is handled by AI nowadays. You have AI for everything. But people's skills is something, the human-to-human connection is something that cannot, that is not replaceable in the near future by AI also. I don't see that. I don't foresee that. So yes, this is the major learning, and this I would like to share with others also. You should also develop your communication skills. This is very important because till now it was writing skills also, content creation also, but that all has been taken up by AI. ChatGPT is doing such a wonderful job. So now that is also gone. So only thing what is left is your persona. That is what you got to work on. That's the only thing. Yes.
So good tips you have shared. ChatGPT, AI, I don't know what else will be coming next. A lot of surprises are there. The human mind is taking up too many things, and machine learning is increasing day by day. So let's continue our conversation. From your corporate world to being an entrepreneur, when did you decide and what was the initial challenges you faced?
Okay, so my second job was with MBA Guru. They were into CAT training. So I joined them as a general manager. And so all the general managers, all managers, even the faculty members, everybody had to take interviews for the students, obviously. So that, the students, they get a lot of variety of experience. And it was then that I realized that this is not the time of, developing your personality. That is the time to get skills for clearing the competitions, for acing the competitions. The right time for building your personality is middle school. Because many times people were coming up to me at that stage that, I can't do much with your personality. Your personality is formed in school. So that is why I say, one, participate in as many forums, as many extracurricular activities in your school, not just academics. Academics has been taken up by AI. So you can just focus on developing your own personality. And so with that in mind, I started this program. That was my first program that I started. That was my plunge into entrepreneurship, was X Factory, for X Factor development. So that program had taken up very well, and my brand was X Factory. And this was my first baby. And that is when I realized that, what a difference you can create by training in the students when they are trained for communication skills, for persona development, then they come to a different league altogether. So that was my first.
Building up, then you, when did you start Experienceopedia, and what is the story behind this unique name?
Oh, it's a big story. It's a big story. I'll try to make it as short as possible. So after that, the X Factory was doing very well. I was also with MBA Guru, and I had opened 3 centers for X Factory. And that is when I got pregnant and was going for my second child. So my second child, unfortunately, she was born with hearing loss. And that was the biggest jerk in my life, because I had not known what all this hearing loss world is all about. And I was like completely shattered. And suddenly, like, in my institute also, people used to say, when is Nirmit ma'am coming? When is Nirmit ma'am coming? So I said, no, Nirmit ma'am is not coming. So like, how much ever staff or trainers you have, ultimately you want that special touch. So this, and then finally I closed down everything, because this was something I had to look at urgently. And so my daughter started hearing her first sounds at the age of 2.5 years. So all this testing and all this going on. And so her first sounds, finally it happened after 2.5 years. In Delhi, admissions happen at 3+. So generally, I had just 1 year to develop her language, which generally children, they get more than 3 years, because the children, they start hearing from the womb itself. And so how to do that? So that is when I started creating her experience books. So throughout the day, whatever vocabulary I used to give, I used to click pictures. I had a tie-up with a photo studio. He would give me prints in 1 hour. And then immediately after that, I would write. When she would sleep, I would write handwritten books. So whatever vocabulary I gave her, I used to, make experience books out of it. Now, the important thing is the child will take up a book and read a book just once or twice maybe, and then won't even look at it. Same with toys. But they love to see their albums over and over again. So that is when I took this thing. And then, so whatever vocabulary I gave, my elder daughter doesn't know what vocabulary I gave. My husband doesn't know what vocabulary I gave. But I made these experience books. So whenever they see, they also give the same vocabulary. So child develops language with repetition. A lot of repetition is required. And I didn't have time. I didn't have 3 years. I have just 1 year. And this, Experienceopedia is not just a book or something. It's a concept that I created. And this is what happened. Because of this, she was mainstream at the right age. She had the necessary vocabulary and language in just 1 year, what generally a child takes 3.5 years. So this is when I got very good results. And then all the clinics, they started calling me, come and tell us also what to do. So I used to carry a whole suitcase full of experience books. And I used to show them see, do this, do this. But they said, this is all fine, but we can't do it. Why don't you publish your work? So, and my daughter's therapist also started saying that, no, Nirmit, why don't you publish your work? You've done such great work. So that is when I started. I thought I'll take it out as a series. So I started, and my first book, it's a children's book. It's a children's book with the concept. So let me just show it to you.
An idea to tell all the authors to get their books to display it in the coffee.
No, one more thing I have, I forgot actually in my other home, I have those books. Experience. I forgot to get them here. I wanted to show one of them.
Yeah, we'll do one more round. We have a lot of.
Only next Wikipedia. Okay. So let's begin.
That's why we have named our show as Coffee Conversation, so that journey continues, doesn't end with one.
Yeah. Okay. So let me just continue. Okay. So this is a children's book. What happens is generally the name of the book is My Experience of a Zoo. So what happens is generally all parents, they
put it properly so it comes in the camera.
So this is the book. I'll show it to you and I'll tell you the details why this is a concept book rather than a book that can be created. So the thing is, what do parents do generally? They take the child. Every parent, they take the child to a zoo. That's a must. Okay, and what do? They say, oh, see the tiger, see the lion, that's a monkey. We do this and we come back. That's all we did. Okay, and then the child goes to preschool and learns the names of all the animals, and then their young ones, and then their houses. It's all compartmentalized. Life doesn't exist in compartments. So they're actually rattling it. Okay, what is the young one of a horse? What is the young one of a cow? What is the young one of a pig called? That way, just rattling it. When it's in life, it is never compartmentalized. It's a whole concept. So when you are showing a lion, that is the time to tell everything about the lion. But that is not possible to do in a zoo, because otherwise you'll be able to see just one animal, plus you don't have the knowledge or anything. So that time you just click pictures. That's what I used to do. Okay, I just click pictures. Okay, and then in this book, I'll show you one example. Okay, so this is a tiger. So here you paste the picture of the child along with the in front of the tiger's face. Now this is all these pictures. If you see in their animal books, they're not real. That's not what the child relates with, but the child will relate with what he saw. So here you will be sticking the picture, okay, later on along with the child. And here are all the facts about the tiger. So that is the time you can tell that tigers are the biggest of big cats. Tiger has its own unique set of stripes as our fingerprints. All tigers have blue eyes. White tigers are larger than tan orange ones. The white tigers have pink noses. They originated from India. They're great swimmers. They're carnivores. All these things, all this vocabulary you can give along with this. Now, some of the things I'm sure you also won't know, and many people don't know, but that's okay. That's what it is. And then the child learns to write, what did I observe? This is very important to have an opinion, especially in this internet age. You ask a child to write an essay and first thing he goes on Google. Where is his opinion? Where is his observation? For any innovation, if you see, you need good observation skills. This is an age of startups. And for any startup, you have to observe that there's a problem. So observation skills are key, which are not taught in school. Okay, then there's some facts about, they being endangered. Then there's some thinking skills. Why do you think tigers have sharp teeth and claws for everything? And after that, this is the best part. After that, I've written a whole story based on tiger, which has all the vocabulary, the young ones, the animal sound, what do you call a group of lions or pride of lion? Why they have stripes. People don't know that also. For camouflage. So all that, it's in this one story, one small story, 2-page story. So what response I got was when parents, they got this book, the child slept after one story, but the parents kept reading all the stories, about the lion, about the panther, about the leopard. you know what is there? We children love animals, but whatever animal stories are there in the, generally they're all fictitious. They're all fiction. And then they learn the details, their habitat and their prey, their predator, and all such things in school. When this is the time you can give so easy. And this book was included in the curriculum of Tagore International, and talks were on for APJ Greater Noida and Lotus Veda Group. But then COVID happened and books were out and everything had come online. So yeah, so then when I was publishing this book, then I said that every experience has the potential to become an encyclopedia. Every experience has the potential to become an encyclopedia. Why waste it? You waste those experiences and then you learn as a burden in schools. So that was the whole concept of experientiopedia. And now I extrapolated it. So everywhere it is. Everything is all experience. Even in storytelling, it's my experience. It's my story. That's all. Yeah.
So good thing you have started with your child, connecting with animals and connecting parents through animals. So let's build. This is another topic where we will have another coffee with you on this, your children's story book using a different method. Because I myself has been, a Talim teacher, and
you'd also been
Talim, religious teacher. So
okay.
I'm an Ismaili, a follower of Prince Karim Aga Khan. So we have our religious education, which is based in playway method, where we read stories, we do role plays, we do model. So it's all about that was introduced, around 20 years back.
Wow. All this happening now, but you introduced it at that time. That's awesome.
That is the vision of our Guruji. So he introduced that Talim curriculum, which by the name of Talim curriculum, from nursery to higher education. So it is more of experiential. So,
great.
So let's continue.
That's awesome. Nice to hear 20 years back you thought of this.
So 20 years. So he's a foresighted person. So we are blessed. So that's why one more thing is shared. Your faith will guide your children to his faith. He will learn from his experience. Don't put your experience on him. Let him experience.
Absolutely. Let him experience.
Yeah, let him experience. So that's another topic about experience. Now coming back to our coffee, what are the challenges and obstacles a woman faces in empowerment and equality, according to you?
See, first of all, people who talk about empowerment, women empowerment, they are going on the path of women empowerment. Let me tell you, women have always been very, very empowered. They always were empowered. They are empowered. It's just that, it's for the world to realize how to handle this empowered species. So since they're not able to handle the empowered species, so they try to suppress. So this is what I would like to begin with. And now what happens is there's a lot of gender inequality even in workplaces. I remember, when we were going through campus interviews in MBA those days, big question was, for those who were of marriageable age, you'll get married, you'll go somewhere else. And what about your children? They have this in the back of the mind that, she'll be taking a break for child. The moment you decide to get married, your bosses and all, they start thinking, oh, now the child will also come, now there'll be a break in this, and all such things start happening. And many times the promotions are also compromised. Equal pay is another thing, equal salary is another thing, which people are not getting in workplaces. Things have changed, and they are changing very well, because some of the organizations nowadays, they want to maintain this male to female ratio. So they insist that, you have to have at least 1 or 2 female members in your team, that way. So it's a good thing that is happening. And another challenge that the lady faces is, there's certain things men can't do on her behalf. They can't bear a child on her behalf. She has to go through that pregnancy. She has to go through that delivery. She needs that time of, recovery from that. And then the challenges, of nursing the baby, the baby and mother is one unit. Now, this is the biggest challenge that females, they face, when they're the maximum sabbaticals, they come at this time. When they have to, and even if they don't take a sabbatical, then they're always in the guilt trip that I'm leaving my child. Even if she's not, the entire world is giving her this guilt trip that you're a bad mom, you left your child and then you're coming like this. So we need a lot more support, maybe from the mother-in-law side, that side, that, okay, she is doing for her career. And if you are at home, then why not? Why instead of keep on blaming the lady that, she's what she every day she just goes to office and then comes late and then she's just abandoned the baby, it's just like making her feel bad about it. So this is something, which is a challenge, which I don't know. I don't think I'm finding a solution out of it. And this is a big challenge. But, I'm happy to see that couples are more and more progressive on this thought. And but still, whatever it is, the major chunk comes to the lady. And one more thing is, they're empowered and they're great multitaskers. They can, there'll be something on the cooking stuff, on the gas also. They'll be helping the child with the homework also, and they'll be finishing their report also and sending it to. So they're doing everything. They can think very fast and they can, multitask, when men genetically can't do that. I'm sorry to say this, but it is a research says this, so that's what I'm saying. But many men are also. My husband is a wonderful multitasker. I won't say that, but it is like that. It is more of thoughts. When you know that you have to support your partner, then you will do it. If you stay in your male ego trip, and you're those norms that she has to serve me food, in my hand, all such things. If you have that, then it's like your partner will suffer. That's all I can say. Just more of, you have to think broader.
So women are blessed but divine. But that's when Devi has many forms. In apna, during apna Navratri, 9 forms of
Yes.
Devi. That's why we
Yes.
can well more than men. We are all blessed.
Every woman has a Kali in her. Touch her children, do say anything to them, she'll turn into a Kali.
Yeah, that's why 9 forms of Devis or
Yeah. Yes.
So going through your this profile, I saw this thing, Power Speaker Program. What is this program about? How did you name it? And success story from a participant.
Okay. So Power Speaker Program, I personally believe that, if you have an opinion, you should be able to put it impactfully, powerfully, so that people listen to you. If you don't know the skill of putting it powerfully and emphatically, people will not listen, and you'll be a nobody, a person with no opinion. So this is a very, very important skill for anybody to survive in a competitive world, which it is today. And if you want to share your opinion, I think everybody has a message in the world. It's just that they keep it to themselves because they feel that people will not hear. Instead, they should develop this skill. They should become powerful speakers. Now, I'll give you a small example, Our parents, they keep on saying, nagging for something. They keep on saying we don't even pay attention to them. And then Amitabh Bachchan comes and he says the same thing. And you go, oh, wow. What a deep thought. What did he say? It's so amazing. Your own father would be saying the same thing day in and day out, and you won't even pay attention. It's how you say it. It's an art. It's a skill. Communication skills is a very, very important skill. So with this thought that I started this Power Speaker, and one wing is specially for, training for super speaker. So I got very good results in this. I won't say that the people who came to me were good speakers. I mean, if you would see them, many of them would not even make it to Super 1000. But I got 60% results in the first batch itself. That is season 2. Season 1, I was the second runner-up. Season 2, I trained and I got 60% results. And that is when I realized that this is actually my forte. So this is Power Speaker all about.
So that's good thing. So from public speaking, let's continue our conversation. Now, everywhere we hear about storytelling. So what is the importance of storytelling in business development?
Oh, everything is stories. You know what? Whatever, nobody wants philosophies nowadays. Nobody wants. Everybody first has their own philosophy, and there's enough philosophies available on net. And you get enough philosophies from your parents and relatives and everything. Nobody wants philosophies. What will make a difference? Whether you've taken up an essay from internet or it is your own, what is the difference? The difference is the story. The story is that human to human connection that I was talking about, which AI has not in the near future. I don't see they'll be able to make that. Though they are fantastic, even in chat GPT, they understand whatever commands you give you, they will just follow it. But still, as long as, personally communication skills are there, that is very important. And that is where the human to human connection comes. This is the most important skill that is required in communication. Sorry, what was your question? You can repeat the question again. Have I answered it? Okay, storytelling. Yeah, storytelling. Got it. Yeah, so storytelling, story is something that connects. That is why how the audience will start trusting you. You develop your credibility with that. So storytelling is very important. Storytelling is of 3 types. One is a public speaker who's on stage. He tells stories and he makes an impact, and people, the audience loves that person. They get engagement. That is one type of storytelling. Second is a similar type is used by coaches and trainers to tell their point, and to substantiate their point, they tell a story. Okay. Third is for business owners. That is your brand story. Every brand, all the great brands you see, they have a story attached to it. And that is how they differentiate from the competition, and their brand becomes memorable. Like my favorite example is Surf Excel. When everybody was talking about whiteness, everybody was talking about, dirty stains, they used to say ziddi stains, ziddi dag. That is when Surf Excel came up with the tagline and the whole story behind it, ki daag achhe hain. So you just live your life the way you want to live, leave the stains to us, we'll handle that. That was a beautiful, suddenly Surf Excel just started standing out, and it just became the leader in the brand. So that is one thing. Another thing is where coaches and trainers, especially, they themselves are the brand. So their own personal story, how it is told, that is a brand. That is brand storytelling. So there's a lot of stages for employees. For employees also, there's storytelling. How? Because how will you substantiate? You're saying something, okay, do this. But why should I do this? So you have to tell your peers, you have to tell your boss, maybe if you want to, you want some new project or something like that. You can say, when you substantiate with the story, they will understand. Yes, oh yeah, it makes sense. Now that story could be from your previous organization. Okay, such and such a thing happened there also. We tried this worked, so let us try this here also. That's a story. The story is everywhere. It's all powerful. Problem is, people know stories are important nowadays because a lot of leading coaches have been talking about it, but nobody teaches how to tell a story impactfully. Nobody does that. So people don't know.
You leading my conversation now. You're leading me about your story leadership program. So let's talk about that.
Yeah. So the story leadership program is that only that when you use the power of storytelling. to become a master speaker, master communicator. And then people start listening to you and you become a leader. So many people come to me, they're not getting promotions into leadership roles because they're not able to voice their opinion in the right way, in an impactful way that the people go, wow, what did he say? So this is where what I train. And I've got very good results in that. Very good, extremely good results.
Yeah, I know. I'm coming to my next 2-3 questions based around that only. You have done various programs. Share some tips on marketing and connecting with the right audience.
Marketing and connecting with the right audience. Yeah. See, what is marketing basically? Marketing is you want to sell your product to somebody, you want the customer to buy, right? Simple. Now, customer is a human and the seller is a human. Now, that connection is very important. Why would somebody trust you? How do you build your credibility? If you say something, if you tell the product features, take any ad or anything, anywhere, if you see somebody who's telling the product features and talking about all this, people don't buy. Still, they're wonderful products. They buy you. Who is selling me? What is the thought behind it? What is the story behind it? Like Nike, for example. I'll give you an example of Nike. They don't talk of champions, winning or anything of that. So you wear my shoes and you'll win the race. No, they don't talk about it. They are saying that, just take the first step. If you want to start jogging, go buy the shoes first and come. Next day, just wear the shoes, get up at 5 o'clock, wear the shoes, take them off and go. Just do it. Don't wait. Just keep on waiting. Oh, I can't become a champion. Now, that's a beautiful Nike story. They talk of, just do it. There's nothing about winning in that. That my shoes are so great. You'll get speed, you'll get power. And that story, Dove, if you see. It doesn't talk of, that great ad, if you see of Dove, about body shaming, against body shaming. Accept yourself as you are. Now, this has nothing to do with soap. So this is a beautiful ad you can check out on the internet. The ladies, there's a sketch artist who is making the sketches of the ladies, and the ladies talking about what they feel about themselves. So they are narrating, and then somebody else how they sees them, and then if you see that both the sketches, how others see you is you are much more beautiful than how you see. You're a self-critic. There's nothing to do with soap and your good skin or anything. It's all about self-love. And people don't buy products. People buy ideas. People buy the ideology. So if I want to be self, I'll go and buy Dove. I love myself. I want to love myself. It is a good product, though. Obviously, you can't give a shitty product with a good story. But the thing is, stories are important. That's how, people relate to it. That's how the human-to-human connection is formed.
So we're coming to a next top this question. This table topic, I'm keen to know, what is a table topic expert? And you've participated in the contest, won it. Share your journey about being part of this contest. How was it?
Yeah, so this is a contest. All this happens in Toastmasters. Toastmasters is a big world. Toastmasters International. That is a big organization, the most professional organization for public speaking. So table topics is impromptu speaking. You're given a topic and you don't get time to think. And immediately you have to speak on it for 2 minutes, between 1 to 2 minutes. So this is table topics thing. And this sort of become my forte because every time I've been winning these contests. So yes, this is impromptu speaking. And this is very important. I'll tell you why. It's not just about contests or anything. It's because in life, we're always into impromptu mode. Whether you're speaking to your wife, whether you're speaking to your children, whether you're speaking to your staff, you're speaking to your boss, everywhere, it's impromptu speaking. We don't prepare speeches and go and speak. In the middle of the meeting, somebody asks you to give your opinion. You don't have time to prepare the speech. You'll give impromptu. And that makes all the difference, that impromptu speaking is a skill. It's not easy. You have to think on your feet. And that is why in this impromptu speaking, and there again, there are a lot of structures that I teach. This is not, you need some structure, because otherwise it's not very difficult to say anything very powerfully impromptu. I'll give you a small technique, for example, like, if somebody asks your opinion on something. So I use this Oreo technique. Oreo technique is like, the first you tell your opinion. What is your opinion about it? And then R is you give the relevant example. Okay. How will you support that? What are you seeing? You give the reason for this. So O is opinion, R is for reason, and then E is example. Then you give an example. This is the story part. The little story, why something happened there. We tried it there, it worked there, so it will work here. So that's a story. So that's the example. And then again, O, you have to reinstate, you have to summarize your opinion again. Unless you do that, last O is so important, and most people don't do it. They just give their opinion, that's it. Max, they'll give opinion and reason, and again leave it. It doesn't come across impactfully. But if you use this Oreo technique, give your opinion, you give your reason, give an example, and then summarize it for people. So this is why I was saying like this, it should be done like this. And people would, I'm sure, people will stand up and clap for you to do it like this. And this is just one of the techniques. It's such a simple thing. Anybody can do it, but it needs a lot of practice, of course. And so these kind of techniques, if you use impromptu speaking, you become a much more better speaker. Many times you having an argument with your wife, you end up saying something you don't want to say in the heat of the moment, and then you're regretting, and the argument takes another level. It just goes somewhere else. And then you just, why I had to say this? I had to bring this up. Again, it's all practice of impromptu speaking. How you speak to your children. Especially, I'm not saying it's still easier for smaller children. Try talking to your adolescent children. They'll just reply you back. Then how do you build that human to human connection? You can't, go after them, try to see their Instagram account, what they're posting, what they're doing on Facebook. You can't. You're scared that, they should not fall into any wrong habits or anything of that sort. What to do? You have to build it human to human, you just try this technique and you see how effective it is. And there's thousands of such techniques that I teach. So it's impromptu speaking is something very important, because it actually improves your quality of life, your relationships everywhere.
So that's a beautiful tip you have shared, and this audio also. So we're coming to our last question from your professional journey. We are part of Indian Moguls of the World community, and I want to know, how was the experience been, and how did Avi Arya sir contributed to your journey? So, and let's hear it out.
He helped me think big. Biggest thing was he helped me think big. You're doing good work, but still you don't know how much it is. But when somebody of that stature of Avi Arya, he comes in, oh my God, I'm blown away by the work you're doing. Why are you doing in such a way? You're playing so small. Why are you charging only this much? And that is when I realized what difference I am making to the people's life. And unless I, start thinking big, if I think big, I'll be able to impact much more people. Okay. Then if I'm playing small, they'll be deprived of the services that I provide. So that is how he taught me how to think big. That is the biggest take I got from it.
Yeah. So Amirr has impacted many people and through his internet moguls of the world community, and this coffee conversation is also inspired by him. Then my journey also I've done from his book, started recording my learnings, and yeah, when I was in Mumbai, I did an impromptu coffee conversation with Avi sir, which was
Oh, wow.
I had just visualized it. I want to do a coffee, but I didn't express it to him or to his team. How and the timing and everything. But after the event got over, we were just chatting and everything. Out of the blue, I said, I want to do a coffee conversation with you. So he said yes. And we had a lovely conversation
He's a sweetheart. He's a sweetheart.
10 minutes. I didn't have many questions ready, but because I didn't expect he will say yes immediately. So I started the conversation, and so today we have brought coffee conversation to a level to be having 6 series: the emerging lawyer, the emerging entrepreneur, the emerging cybersec professional, Stree Shakti, the student, emerging student, and the emerging professional. So this we have got a coffee conversation to this level, and just wanted to inform you and everyone, we are coming up with our Stree Shakti ebook launch on 25th March in Mumbai at Indian Merchant Chambers. So this is a physical ebook launch. So 8 women with whom we have done coffee conversation are being covered in that ebook. So you too will be covered in next volume. So this is being part of the coffee conversation community of our inner circle. So,
oh, great. Awesome. Great work you're doing, Amirr. Great work.
So now this is the end of our coffee conversation professional journey. So now continuing with the personal journey, get to know Nirmit. Family plays youth support. So how has your family support been to you in your journey?
Me and my husband, we were classmates. We were batchmates in MBA. And so definitely we understand each other's work. So he has always supported me in my careers. There was a time when he was in another company in Mumbai and I was in Delhi, and my work required Saturday, Sunday working. And he could come only on Saturday, Sunday. And just some relatives are there, some far off relatives who generally don't do anything, but then they have something to talk and say, what is this? He comes only on weekends, and then you go to office on weekends. So that's the time my husband took a stand for me. He said, it's nice, now I can be with my child. She won't be left alone. That time I had only one daughter. Saying, so nice, na, that we can, manage. So then after that, she couldn't speak much. But if had he not spoken, I would have been the bad ladies. That, whenever the husband comes, wife is whole day in office. So what is all this? So they all need, gossip. So this is one. Second, my daughters, like, obviously, since I was a parenting coach and I have a beautiful relationship with my daughter, and she's just like a friend. So one of my daughters is 22 years old, and the second one is 12 years old. So there's a beautiful bond between us. There's like she can share everything. She feels free to share everything. And I can also tell my opinion. She's my buddy, actually. So in this journey of, this public speaking, the second innings, after my daughter's this hearing is there, the second innings, like fully supported by my daughters. So if there were times, when online school was going on and my younger daughter, because of a hearing loss, she needed support for hearing the online classes. And at times I had my work, some very important work, which I could not postpone. So my elder daughter pitched in. She said, Mama, you go for that, and I'll handle everything there. And then when I had to go for super speaker grand finale to Chennai. Again, she said, Mama, you just go, just leave everything to me. I'll handle everything here. So this is the kind of support I've been lucky that I've been getting. And it's again, I bring down everything to human connection, how you talk, how you have been talking to your spouse, how you've been talking to your children. That makes all the difference, what kind of support they will give you. The kind of bond.
Family plays a role. Another role is you get inspired from your role model or whom you admire, follow. So who has been your role model or you follow someone?
Can be cliched, but actually my real role model is my dad. It's not because, daughters and fathers are close. He was a genius. He was a master, mentor. It used to be famous at a time, in our family, his larger family, that जिसका भी बच्चा पढ़ नहीं रहा है, पढ़ लिख नहीं रहा है, उसको इनके पास भेज दो और वो सुधर जाएगा. And it has been happening, one of his cousins, he was very bad. He was very bad in any studies, academics. And his father, like my husband's Chachaji, he was one day saying, I'm thinking of getting some arbit training so that he can start at least have a living. And my father was an engineer. He said, what are you saying? I'm an engineer, or my brother is an engineer. We're all engineers. He'll become a fitter. No, not possible. So you just send him to him. He taught him. He got his engineering exam cleared. He got him admission into engineering exam. First year, he took automobile engineering. My father was chemical engineering. First year, all subjects are same. He sat and taught to him, and he topped. Imagine a person who's so bad in academics, and he topped the engineering his class. So my father said, see, you don't have less brains. There's no problem with the brains. It's just because maybe you didn't have the right guidance. You didn't put in that kind of an effort. He's a workaholic. He used to go to office, and his factory was working in the factory. Then he would come back and immediately start teaching to him, and he would also then study and keep all the doubts for him. Second year, again, he topped. Third year, he said, now the subjects are changing. I cannot teach you everything. You have to start learning to, learn yourself. He dropped, and his position dropped a bit in the third year. And fourth year, all the branches he topped. And he was there from campus placement. He got into Honda, and his life was made. And it's not just one such case. There were 3-4 cases in the family. So whoever's child is not working, send it to him. Every time somebody else was there, coming here, getting training from him. And if I am a good mentor today, I think I have got everything from my dad. It's running in the genes. And he was a master mentor. So he's my role model.
Hats off. You are speaking from the heart. This is daughter's tribute to the father. I can see that smile and everything. So describe Nirmit in one line.
Oh, Nirmit can't be described in one line. Asking somebody who loves to speak to restrict yourself into words. I would just say the name Nirmit means creation. So if I have to look at my life, I think I have been a great creator, whatever. Like my daughter, one day something happened, and she just said, whatever I am today is because of my mom. So it's like I just the creator, whoever I work very hard. I'm very sincere, so I don't want it for some time. Sometimes I want to chill, but I am a very sincere person. I have fun, but so this is who I am. So I can create courses. I can create courses that people can understand. I can create magic with them. When everybody was saying in my daughter's case, second daughter's case, that she won't be school ready at the age of 3, get her certificate made, birth certificate made again. She did actually, was mainstreamed at the right age. Then they said that she'll have balance issues. They started training her dance and sports. She's an A sports girl. She's a badminton champion. She's a tennis. She's very good at tennis, table tennis, all the games. And they're going to have their sports trial. All the sirs are saying, put her in this team of school. I said, you take Baba, whatever it is, she'll come for the trials, whatever it is. But the thing is, because they said the ear is malformed and she'll have, balance issues. Then they said, everybody was saying, the biggest fear we have is of the future of the child. So I said, okay, fine. If this is the problem, if listening and speaking is the problem, then let me develop some skill more. And I started teaching her coding. And she became the, youngest digital champion of her school. They had this digital championship contest. She became the youngest. And so all this happened, it's like just even creating experience books. So I am good at creating new things. This is me. You asked short and still I've spoken so much.
Okay. How do you spend your free time?
Free time. Yes, I want to spend time. 2-3 things. We play games many times, So and the family games. And there, after some time, the children will be on the side, and my husband and I would be like competing. We have been competitors since college days. After every exam, is to check, okay, how much she's got and how much I've got. That way we used to say. So the games, like some intellectual games we like to play, and all of us together. Now it can be bingo, it can be cow bull, guessing the word by giving this cow bull or anything of that sort, or from one word, how fast you can make how many words. Any small such games we like to play. I like to watch rom-com movies and a little childlike movies. I like rom-com and maybe animation movies also. I just love them, Matilda and all. Beautiful animation. So earlier I used to sit with my elder daughter and watch movies together, and then she grew up. And then I sat with I used to still sit with my younger one and watch all these kind of movies. I enjoy these movies, and whenever they want to make me happy, they'll put some nice rom-com and we'll all watch together. So this is one. I like going out, I like traveling. So traveling is always on the cards, at least 2 to 3 trips per year. So that is very important. So that all that, this March break, the summer break, and the winter break. So all 3 are like, planned. These are to happen. So I like traveling also.
You're leading my conversation again. I was going to ask you this question about travel. So which is your favorite travel tourist destination?
Oh my goodness, there's so many of them. I really like Dubai, and Dubai and Singapore are, 2 places. If you go there, they don't have anything of their own, but they have, taken everything and put everything. So you get a feel of the whole world. So there'll be Universal Studio also over there. There'll be an aquarium also over there. Look, Singapore has, Dubai doesn't have. But still, they'll make ice the whole area of I don't know, snow, and then dolphins. So they don't have things of their own. But if you visit these 2 places, I think you would have covered the entire world. Europe, I have seen only half. I would like to still go to Central Europe. That part I have not covered. So this is nice. India is so beautiful, so beautiful. I just recently, this December only, I went to Kodaikanal and Kerala. Again, it's beautiful. It's really God's own country. It's really beautiful. Kashmir is so beautiful. Pahalgam, I'm not talking of Srinagar, I'm talking of Pahalgam. Love Pahalgam and all. Bhutan is so beautiful, serene. Arunachal, I'm not been to Arunachal, but I think Bhutan is just like Arunachal. So it's like every place, and I've been in Mumbai for 12 years. So I just love seeing. In fact, my college was there. So when we used to get depressed after classes, we used to walk up to the Silver Beach near Juhu Beach and that's how. So I love nature actually. I love nature. I like traveling.
So good to know you're given very tourist lists to for the listener to visit in the future. So now coming to my last question to get to know Nirmit, what advice will you give to a Gen Z employee and to a startup entrepreneur?
Yeah, so I have been giving. Okay, so there are two different pieces of advice that I'm going to give. Okay, for them. One is common. One is, we should have a lot of observation skills and thinking skills. That is, slowly the skill is depleting with, something things so easily available on internet, and they're so easily available on chat GPT. People don't want to think. But if you don't think, how will you innovate? So generally, this skill, I think parents should take this up, that, from the beginning, they should build this thinking skills. The child don't give them everything. Don't give them automatic toys, battery operated toys. Give them something that they can make. They have to think, they have to fit things together. Give them Lego. So this thinking skills is one thing that is very, very important. Second is observation skills, because you need to observe. You should have an eye for detail. You should be able to see that there's a problem there and what is the problem. Only then can you solve the problem. So this is two things. And again, the most important, which I have been saying throughout, is develop your persona, develop your personality, and develop your communication skills. This is what going to, set you apart from other places. I'll give you an example. When I was in college, I was in Mumbai. I was in SIS college, and there was a blind student. Okay, in our in the arts academy. I was in science. It was in arts, and he had learned his English from BBC, and so and he had knowledge also, because those were the times there were no TV, so much of TV. Say English, you want to learn, you have to he used to listen to BBC. So his knowledge was very good. His English was awesome. And our college was like a quadrangle. So wherever he would be standing, and talking to his other blind friends, three of the blind friends, and there would be such a big crowd around him, just sitting and listening. He won't know. They're just standing and listening. They don't know what the topic is, just standing and you're just listening at him. That is communication skills. People were mesmerized. I cannot forget that person. I don't know what that person is doing right now, or where he is, or what he did, made of his life, but he was a magnet, a real magnet. I used to think, wow, it should be like this. And one fine day, this thing happened. I had gone to a wedding, and that time I had my second daughter who had this. So somebody else was asking me some guidance, because now, because of very good results, people had started coming to me and asking how to do this, how to do that. So one more mother whose child was wearing cochlear implant, she was asking me something, and I am a very passionate speaker, and I started speaking, and I'm just talking, and after 5 minutes, I just lifted it. We didn't even realize. I said, it's a big crowd around us just listening to us. They have no idea what hearing loss is. They have no idea what cochlear implant is. They have no idea what we were talking about. But that big whole crowd was just listening. And that reminded me of that boy. I said, wow, I have arrived. And then after that, I just looked at them, they all smiled. And then one of them said, ma'am, you speak so well. So it's like this: when you speak, people listen. That is the thing.
True. So you have made an impact everywhere where you've been, impact to a conversation also. Coming to the third segment, rapid fire. Deepika or Alia?
Deepika or Alia? Alia.
Okay. Shahrukh or Hrithik?
Shahrukh.
Tea or coffee?
None.
Then what?
So I have this, what do you say? Dalchini. That tea I have. So it's just brewed, and I just put honey, a few drops, and I have that. But I like tea. Tea, coffee, and once in a while, everything is fine. I like it. But generally, I'm not taking tea or coffee.
Okay. Are you a day person or night person?
See, we don't have an option in day, but I'm a night person. Night in the sense, my best ideas come at 3 o'clock. They always pop at 3 o'clock. For my ad creative, for a long time, I was not getting not liking the ad creative that I was making. And one fine day, 2:30, I woke up and I made 4 ad creatives that time. So my best ideas come at night, 3 o'clock.
Super, super. So thank you, Nirmit. This was a very lovely conversation which we had. And thank you to our supporting partners and to team, the Emerging India Forum. Look forward to another interesting conversation with another speaker, and do check out for a book launch and attend this book launch in person in Mumbai. So thank you, Nirmit. I'm just ending the recording.
Yeah, it was great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.